Hi, I'm Ali. Thanks for joining this Moving Mountains yoga practice. This practice is perfect to set you up for a day skiing or hiking. So when you're ready, come to lie down onto your back. Bend your knees, take your feet wide, and then just let your knees drop in and touch one another. Place your hands to your belly and close the eyes. Take 3 conscious breaths here. Inhale through the nose, and then exhale out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose, and then exhale out through the mouth. Take that once more, in through the nose, and then exhale out through the mouth. Find an even rhythm for the breath now, and then start to open your eyes. Walk your feet closer in towards one another. Hug your right knee into your chest. Wrap both hands around the knee, or walk them closer down towards the ankle. And then extend your left leg out long into the mat, flexing into that left foot. Draw that right knee in towards your chest. Soften through the shoulders, soften through the jaw. Take another cycle of breath. And now interlace the fingers behind the back of the right thigh, and then extend the right leg up towards the sky. Keep driving the thigh into the hands. Keep spreading the toes nice and wide. And then start to circle into that right ankle a few times. Nice and slowly here. And then switch direction. Good. When the toes come back through center, rebend into the right knee, and then just switch legs. Extend the right leg, and then take the left knee in towards you. Hug that left knee in towards your chest, and then extend that right leg, really flex into the right foot here. Good. And then just take another cycle of breath. And now interlace the fingers behind the back of the left thigh and extend that left leg up towards the sky. Really drive the thigh into the hands here. Spread the toes nice and wide, and then circle into that left ankle a few times. Again, take it nice and slow, especially when the toes are dropping out towards the left. And then switch the direction here. Keep relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. Take another breath. And then hug the left knee back in towards you. Hug both knees in towards you now and rock a little bit from side to side. Stack your knees on top of your hips. Let your shins be parallel to the mat, and then flex into the feet so the toes are moving towards you. Now take your palms just above your knees, so they're on the tops of the thighs here, and then press the hands into the thighs, but try to squeeze your thighs back into your hands. And then just keep dropping the belly button down towards the spine. So a bit of activation here into your core. Good, and then just take another breath. And then hug the knees back into the chest, rock a little side to side. We're going to do that again. So stack knees on top of hips, shins parallel to the mat, flex the feet. Draw your palms just above your knees here, and then squeeze the legs towards you, but press the legs away by using the hands. Keep your left hand, left thigh connected. Extend your right arm and right leg out long. So reach the right fingertips up and overhead. Extend the right toes out long. Take one more big cycle of breath, and then switch. Right hand, right thigh connect, and extend your left arm and left leg out long. The leg and the arm are hovering here. You're reaching, you're getting longer through this left side. Take one more cycle of breath, and then make contact with the left hand and left thigh. Hug the knees into the chest, roll to your right hand side, and then come up to a seat. Keep your legs out in front of you. Hold on to the backs of the thighs here. Your feet are hip distance apart, and then start to alternate your toes. So extend the right toes up to the sky, and then extend the left toes up, and then just alternating side to side, oiling out the knees here. Good, just take one more cycle on each side. And then let your shins come parallel to the mat. Spread the toes wide, and now lean back, lifting up through the chest. And just feel your core getting more activation here. Grow through the crown of the head. Take one more breath. And then cross your shins, roll over your legs, come to your hands and knees into tabletop position. Spread the fingers nice and wide. See that your wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. And then we'll start to move through cat and cow. So inhale, drop the belly, open the chest and the throat. And then exhale, belly button to spine as you round. And again, inhale, drop belly, open chest and throat. And then exhale, belly button to spine as you round. Take that once more, nice easy in breath. And then take a nice easy out breath. Come back into your neutral spine, tuck your toes under, walk your hands back to your knees, and now come to stand up onto your knees. Take your right hand to your right heel, reach your left arm alongside the left ear. And now just really breathe into this left side. Wrap the armpit in towards the chin. Soften the right shoulder away from the ear. Take one more big breath. And then come back through center. Take the left hand to the left heel and reach the right arm now alongside the right ear. Really breathing and opening up into the right side. So just keep directing the breath to create more space. Take one more cycle of breath. And then come back through center. Come forward to your hands and your knees. Release the tops of the feet. Sit back onto your feet in this position. And now walk your hands behind you. Let your fingertips point forward. Shrug your shoulders to your ears so it's like you've got no neck, and then press down through the hands. Spiral your thumbs out towards your pinky fingers. Lift your chest towards your chin and lengthen the head back. And just breathe here. Take really nice full cycles of breath into the ribcage, into the chest. Take one more cycle, and then come forward to your hands and your knees again. Start to extend your right leg out behind you. The heel is at hip height. Draw your belly button up to the spine and then reach the left fingertips forward out in front of you. It's like you're shaking someone's hand, so the left thumb points up towards the sky. Press down through the right hand, extend back through that right leg. Take one more big cycle of breath and then release. Take an easy breath in and then an easy breath out. Switch sides. Left leg comes out behind you. Flex into the foot. Draw the belly button up to the spine. Reach the right fingertips out in front of you. Now really press down through the left hand. Spread the left collarbone wide. Take one more big cycle of breath and then release the hand and the shin down. Take an easy breath in. Take an easy breath out and then tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Come into your downward facing dog. On an inhale, come high up onto the tiptoes, and then exhale, release the heels down. And again, inhale, come high up, and then exhale, release it down. Take that once more, inhale, and then exhale, release it down. Walk your hands back towards your feet, so you're folding over your legs at the back of your mat. Your feet are hip distance apart, that's 2 fists in between your big toes. And then as you hang over your legs, grab onto opposite elbow here, bend the knees slightly, and then just rock a little side to side. Release your head, really let it go here. And then just find some stillness at center. Now press down through your right heel, find your left sit bone, and then imagine you're drawing them away from one another. And then press down through your left heel, find your right sit bone, and draw them away from one another. And then again, press through the right heel, find the left sit bone, draw them away from one another on the diagonal, and then press through the left heel, find the right sit bone, and then move them away from one another. Release your hands down, and then walk your hands forward. Come into your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, come forward into a high plank pose. Hold for a breath here. And then drop your right shin down to the mat, ground into your left foot, take your right hand underneath your right armpit, and then reach your left arm up towards the sky. Now reach the left arm alongside the left ear and then breathe into that left side. Take another breath here. Reach the left arm back up to the sky and then maybe work with some balance, lifting up that left heel to hip height. Good, just take one more breath. And then releasing the hand and the shin down to the mat. Take your hands really wide, so they're actually off your mat to the left and the right side. Take an in-breath here, and then exhale, drop your right shoulder down, look to the left. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder down, look to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, right shoulder, look to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder, look to the right. Come back through center, place your hands back underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, lift your knees just an inch off the mat here, so a very slight amount. Feel the connection of your belly button to your spine. Take one more breath, and then hips come up and high, downward facing dog. Come forward into your high plank pose. Take one full cycle of breath here. And then drop the left shin down, ground into that right foot, left hand underneath the left armpit, and then reach your right arm up towards the sky. Now reach the right arm alongside the right ear, and then look up towards the sky if you can. Ground into that outer right foot. Extend the right arm up to the sky again, and then maybe you work with some balance here. So lifting that right foot up, the heel is in line with your tailbone. Take one more big cycle of breath, and then softly releasing the hand and the shin down. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, come into your downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward towards your hands at the top of your mat. Your feet are hip distance apart here. And then on an inhale, take your hands to your shins, lift up halfway, and then exhale, folding. And again, inhale, lift up halfway, hands to shins, open the chest, and then exhale, you fold. Take that once more. Nice big inhale. Now stay halfway lifted as you exhale. Take your hands to your hips here. Draw your legs away from one another. Feel the glutes really turning on. Have a small bend in the knees. And on your next inhale, start to come to stand up. Exhale, take your arms by your side. Tadasana mountain pose. Start to reach your arms up and overhead. Take a hold of the right wrist. Arc the torso over towards the left side. And then come through center, take a hold of the left wrist and arc the torso over towards the right side. Come back through center, take your arms by your side. And then just really feel your feet sinking down into the earth. Lift all 10 toes, spread them nice and wide, and then lengthen them and release them down to the mat. So your feet are really working here. Keep the feet hip distance apart. Inhale, sit into your chair pose. Reach your arms alongside your ears. And now stay here and breathe. Imagine that you're trying to split your mat in two. So draw your legs away from one another, east to west. Sit a bit deeper into your chair. Feel the belly button move towards the spine. Keep reaching and extending through those arms. Take one more breath in, and then exhale, fold over your legs. On the inhale, lengthen into your spine, look forward, and then plant your palms, step back into downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach the right leg out behind you, draw your left thigh back, and then come forward and place the right foot in between your hands. Drop the left knee to the earth, release the top of the foot. When you're ready, start to reach your arms up and overhead. And now take a hold of the left wrist and arc the torso to the right. Keep squeezing your legs towards one another. Keep drawing your belly button to your spine. Take another breath in, take another breath out, and then release your fingertips to frame that right foot. Start to straighten your right leg now. Walk the right heel an inch or two out in front of you. Be on your fingertips, look out in front of you, stick your seat out behind you, and now drag the right heel back towards you, and then fold. Stay here and breathe, relaxing through the face, the shoulders. Take another breath in, another breath out, rebend into the right knee. Tuck your left toes under, lift the left knee up, and now pulse forward and back here a few times, opening up the back of that left leg. Release the left hand or the left fingertips to the mat, and now sweep your right arm up towards the sky in a lunge twist. Keep pressing that left thigh up. Take one more breath, and then release the right hand. Step back into downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe, and then reach the left leg out behind you. Draw your right thigh back. Come forward into a high plank, place the left foot in between the hands, drop the right knee to the earth, release the foot. Once your legs feel strong, reach both arms up towards the sky. Take a hold of the right wrist, arc the torso over towards the left side, and breathe into that right side. Squeeze your legs towards one another. Take one more breath. And then release the fingertips to frame that left foot. Start to straighten into your left leg now. Draw the toes up towards your face. Come onto fingertips, look out in front of you, and then really feel that you're sticking your seat out behind you. From here, drag the left heel back and bow your head towards the shin. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Take another cycle of breath. And then rebend into the left knee. Come onto the fingertips, tuck the right toes, Lift that right knee up and off the mat. And now release the right hand. Open up with the left arm for your twist here. So keep pressing that right thigh up. Keep growing through the crown of the head. Take one more cycle of breath. And then release the left hand down. Step back. Come into your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, wave the whole way forward. Come into an upward facing dog. Keep the toes tucked. And then exhale, wave it back. Come into your downward facing dog. Come forward into a high plank pose. Take a full breath here. And then drop your knees down, bend at the elbows. Come down to lie onto your belly. Reach your right arm out in front of you and then roll onto your back. So you'll be facing the opposite side of the room. Bend into your knees, plant the soles of the feet onto the mat, and then just walk your heels a bit closer in towards you so you can almost touch your heels here. Come into robot arms. You bend at the elbows, the fingertips point up to the sky, and you're hugging the elbows into your side body. Take a big inhale into your chest, and then exhale, start to press your feet down and lift your hips up. So you can really press down through those elbows to draw your chest closer towards your chin. Do not move your head here. Press deeper through your feet and draw your seat closer towards the backs of the knees. Take one more big breath and then release your seat down and let your lower back naturally release down. Place your hands to your belly, breathe into your hands. And now take the soles of the feet together, drop your knees out wide. Come back into your robot arms, really snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you. Take a big inhale into the chest. And then on the exhale, lift your hips just an inch or two up here. And then breathe. Feel the inner groins lengthening, but the outer glutes really activating. Take one more big cycle of breath and then release the seat. Place your hands to your belly. Breathe low into your hands here. Just take one more breath and then gather your knees back towards one another. When you're ready, hug the knees into your chest, rock a little bit from side to side. And then release the feet down, take your feet wide, let your knees now drop into one another and drop both knees over towards the right side. Walk your left foot over towards the left. So if you were to have a look down, the left knee is in line with your left hip. Reach your arms up and overhead, take the left wrist and arc the torso over towards the right side. Keep working on lengthening that left thigh down and away from you. Take one more breath here. And then come back through center, take the knees over towards the left-hand side, walk the right foot over to the right, and then take a hold of that right wrist and arc the torso to the left. Now really work on drawing that right thigh down and away from you, and really direct your breath into the right rib cage. Take another breath here, and then come back through center. Place your hands to your lower belly. Keep the feet wide, let the knees drop in and touch one another, closing through your eyes. And just let the breath breathe you, so don't control or restrict the breath. Soften the muscles through the face, through the shoulders, the spine, the pelvis, and then down through the legs. When you're ready, just start to deepen your breath. Open your eyes and hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side and then roll to your right hand side. And now slowly make your way up to a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Take your hands to a prayer, the thumbs at the center of your chest. Take an easy breath in and then an easy breath out. Namaste.